I'm Eddie Garcia, co-host of the Puck Podcast, with your Puck Podcast Hockey Minute, a recap of the night in the NHL and a look ahead to the next night's action. This is going to be much longer than a minute because there were 14 games in the NHL on Tuesday. We'll start with a clash of division leaders as the Metropolitan Division leading Capitals knocked off the Atlantic Division leading Panthers 6-3. Lars Eller and Nick Dowd each scored to open the third period and break a 2-2 tie. Alexei Protas and Tom Wilson each added their 22nd goals of the season, and Alexander Ovechkin scored into an empty net with a tenth of a second remaining, his 25th of the season, 878th of his career. He is now 17 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal-scoring record with 29 games left to play. William Nylander is our number one star of the night. He had a hat trick, goals 31, 32, and 33 in the Maple Leafs' 6-3 win in Calgary over the Flames. Matthew Knies added his 20th. And the loss for Calgary, goalie Dustin Wolf allowed 5 goals on 29 shots. Joel Farabee, recent pickup in a trade from Philadelphia, scored his first goal as a Flame. Calgary remained 1 point back of LA for third place in the Pacific. For Toronto, who won the game without injured star Mitch Marner, they're now just 1 point back of the defending champion Panthers for first place in the Atlantic Division. Canucks shut out the Avalanche 3-0 behind 25 saves from our number 2 star of the night, goalie Thatcher Demko. Jake DeBrusk scored his 19th, Brock Besser his 17th, and Drew O'Connor, who just came over in a trade from Pittsburgh, scored his first as a Canuck. Two of the top defensemen in the game, Cale Makar for Colorado and Quinn Hughes for Vancouver, both missed the game due to injuries. Canucks move into a tie with Calgary for the final wildcard spot in the West. Jets make it 7 straight wins, shutting out the Hurricanes 3-0 behind 29 saves from our co-third star of the night, Eric Comrie. Nino Niederreiter's 14th goal of the season in the first period was all the offense Winnipeg would need in a battle of the Jets' number one ranked power play against the Hurricanes' number one ranked penalty kill. Winnipeg scored 2 of their 3 goals with the man advantage. Red Wings won their 7th in a row with a 5-4 shootout victory over the Kraken in Seattle. Patrick Kane scored his NHL record 53rd career shootout goal to give Detroit the victory. Lucas Raymond added his 21st of the season in regulation. It's the second 7-game winning streak for the Red Wings under head coach Todd McClellan since he took over. For Seattle in the loss, Shane Wright, a pair of goals, numbers 10 and 11. Sabres knock off the Blue Jackets 3-2. Alex Tuck scored 2 goals, numbers 17 and 18. His second was the game winner for Buffalo. In the loss, Kent Johnson scored his 16th of the season for Columbus. Both teams are playing without their injured leading goal scorers, Tage Thompson for Buffalo, Kirill Marchenko for Columbus. Blue Jackets, with the loss, fall out of a wild card spot in the East. Bruins blank the Wild 3-0 behind 35 saves from our co-third star of the night, Jeremy Swayman. Charlie McAvoy's first period goal was all the offense Boston would need. Morgan Geekie did add his 16th of the season as well. No Ryan Hartman in this one for Minnesota. He was serving game 1 of his 10-game suspension for driving Tim Stützle's head into the ice in a game against Ottawa recently. Despite the win, Boston remains 1 point out of the final wildcard spot in the East. The Senators welcome back number 1 goalie Linus Ullmark, who had missed the last 44 days due to injury, but he allowed 4 goals on 38 shots in a 4-3 loss to the Lightning, snapping Ottawa's 5-game winning streak. In the win for Tampa Bay, Nikita Kucherov scored his 25th goal of the year, and Brandon Hagel his 23rd of the season. Let's check out that wild card race in the East. Detroit, Tampa Bay, Boston, all picking up wins. The Red Wings and the Lightning right now hold down the first and second wildcard spots in the East. Detroit, 61 points. Tampa Bay has 60, although they've played 2 fewer games than the Red Wings. Boston has played 55 games, 1 more than Detroit, and 3 more than Tampa Bay, and they are tied with 60 points with the Lightning, but again, played more games and have 1 fewer win on the season than Tampa Bay. And Columbus is now 1 point back of Tampa Bay and Boston, 59 points on the season for the Blue Jackets. That wild card race in the East is certainly one that will change pretty much on a night-to-night basis. Oilers edge the Blues in St. Louis, 3-2 in overtime. Connor Brown scores the OT game winner for Edmonton. Connor McDavid added his 22nd of the year, and Leon Draisaitl scored his NHL-leading 37th goal late in the game to force overtime. St. Louis has now lost 5 of 6. With the win, Edmonton moved into sole possession of first place in the Pacific Division with 70 points on the season. Islanders got by the Golden Knights 2-1. Bo Horvat scored his 19th. Brock Nelson his 16th in the third period. That was the game winner. And Ilya Sorokin made 33 saves in net for his 7th straight win. In the loss for Vegas, Brandon Saad had the only goal for the Golden Knights, his first since joining the team. Ducks edged the Stars 2-1 to snap Dallas's 5-game winning streak. Trevor Zegras scored the game winner for Anaheim while goalie John Gibson made 26 saves to win his 500th NHL game. He's the 10th American-born goalie to reach 500 games played. Canadians snapped a 5-game losing skid by getting by the Sharks in San Jose 4-3. Joel Armia scored the game winner shorthanded in the third period. Cole Caulfield scored his 26th of the season in the win for Montreal. This game featured two of the top rookies in the NHL, Montreal defenseman Lane Hudson, who had an assist for his 39th point of the year, while San Jose rookie Macklin Celebrini scored his 17th goal of the season and had an assist as well. The Devils beat the Penguins in Pittsburgh 3-2 in a shootout. Timo Meier scored in the 7th round of the shootout to win it for New Jersey. Jack Hughes had a pair of goals in regulation, numbers 22 and 23. In the loss, Rickard Rakell for Pittsburgh scored his 24th of the season. He also scored in the shootout in a losing effort. Pittsburgh has now lost 6 in a row at home against the Devils. And the Utah Hockey Club posted a 3-2 overtime win against the Flyers thanks to Dylan Guenther's second goal of the game in sudden death. Guenther gets 17 and 18th goals of the season in his first game back after missing 12 games due to injury. In the loss for Philadelphia, rookie Rodrigo Abels scored his first career NHL goal. Coming up on Wednesday, only 3 games. 7 Eastern, the Rangers host the Bruins, who are playing on back-to-back nights. 9:30 Eastern, the Pacific Division leading Oilers with NHL leading goal scorer Leon Draisaitl play for the second night in a row as well. Edmonton's in Chicago to face the Blackhawks. And at 10:30 Eastern, it's the Canadians back in action for a second straight night. They'll be in LA to face the Kings. I'm Eddie Garcia. If you like this, we do it every night at the conclusion of that day's games. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on when the latest episode is out. And also check out our podcast recapping the past week in the NHL every Monday morning. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Puck Podcast.